Hey Bikeaholics, Anthony Peters here, your lab riding buddy. Today, I want to show you a nice little feature, super simple to install. Give you a little review on the Ciro3D 8-inch flexible antenna. Okay, they've got this in black, they've got this in chrome, so whichever your preference. They also have a 12-inch version. I will say this, I bought this for both my Indian Challenger and for Stogie's Indian Chieftain. She's got the panel fillers on hers, and it probably would have been better for us to get the 12-inch. Kind of a personal preference thing, but I'll show you later. It just barely sticks up out of the panel filler, but the 8-inch or the 12-inch makes a huge difference compared to your standard 32-inch antenna that's, just an eye poke hazard waiting to happen when you're working around your bike. So if you want something a little bit smaller, more subdued, this is definitely the way to go. But for all of you out there that are radio nerds, there's no getting around it. If you're only going to do a quarter of the size, of course, you're not going to get quite as good a reception. And I'll show you that in my review. First thing you're going to want to do is remove the saddlebag. Just get it out of the way so you're not wrestling with it, whether or not you have the panel fillers. But if you do have the panel fillers, you will definitely need to remove the saddlebag, okay? Because you're going to need to at least loosen the panel filler so that you can work the antenna down to the mount and have some wiggle room to play with. Then once you get it installed, you'll be able to tighten the panel filler back on. But first, got to get that saddlebag off. So one thing you'll notice that I've already done here, and I'll put a link in the description, I've gone and replaced the stock bolts with some bolts that just have wings on them so that I can easily take this off. So a lot easier. Make sure you're holding it so it doesn't just fall once you get that last one through. And then if you have any speakers or additional lights hooked up, you also want to support it so it doesn't fall and yank on those cables. So I remove those and then come in, disconnect whatever lights you have here. Once you have the wires disconnected for your power locks, speakers, lights, whatever, just move the bag out of the way. On this bike, obviously, we've got the backrest. You could have already taken that off, or now you can just see how simple it is for Indian backrests to pop on and off. Set that aside. Once you've got everything off, you just got to loosen your side panel a little bit. Again, I didn't need to take it all the way off. I just need to loosen it so that it gave me wiggle room to feed the base down in there and get it started and just screw it on. But as I was saying earlier, this is still just an 8-inch. So if you're going for completely subdued, but you still want some radio reception, this might be the option for you. If you want a little bit more, okay, you can get the 12-inch. So 8 inches getting you right there, 12-inch. Obviously, you can do the math, 4 more inches. So bring you right up to about here, okay? Some people really care about that extra 4 inches. Some people need that, I get it. Here you can see everything, no filler panel, no saddlebag in the way. If you don't have filler panels, you can get this done without removing the saddlebag. I've just removed it so you can see better, and I've got more room to work with, and I'm less risk of scratching paint on either the fender or the saddlebag. So if you've never taken this off, this is good. The antenna is going to be on there pretty tight, so getting it off with your fingers will more than likely be a challenge. I've obviously taken mine off put it back on for the sake of this video. But if you come down here, this is actually just a little weather boot, and you can move it up and it exposes the base of the antenna. You're probably gonna need some pliers unless you are like me and just happen to have a 7mm wrench, okay? So we come in, we get that going, break it loose, and then once you get it turning, you might be able to, yeah, it's still sticking a bit. So just work it with your fingers and with the wrench. Once you get your antenna off, this is what the base is gonna look like. And then your new Ciro antenna comes like this, but don't worry, it also comes with an adapter so that you can put it on to any bike. As you can see, I've already installed the base adapter. Okay, if you want to, tighten it down, snug it down good, you can use a little Loctite or a 3mm hex wrench, fits right in there. And then also on the base here, you can see it's got the little raised edges, so it's almost like a square, and you can really get a hold of that and then tighten it down right where the old antenna was. And that rubber base is also the flex part. So the whole thing is not flexible. It's just a base, so if something does snag on it, it'll flex and it'll give rather than just snap or bend your antenna. Okay, so as you can see, plenty flexy bendy. I mean, I can take, that's almost 90 degrees right there. So good antenna, a lot more subdued. And then just put your saddlebag back on, and now you don't have that eye-poking hazard if you're dealing with luggage on the back of your bike or anything, or if you're, at a bike rally. That's always fun when you're walking down the sidewalk and all the antennas are poking out behind, and you gotta, watch out so you don't rip somebody's antenna off or just get stabbed by it.
To make your project a work of art.
Hi, this is Lori with Calypso Kennels. Fall is here with lots of opportunities for...
There you have it. The 8-inch or 12-inch flex base antenna from Ciro3D, also available in black or chrome. As I said in the beginning, you're not gonna get exactly the same reception when you take your antenna from 32 inches down to 8 inches, or 32 inches down to 12 inches. You will get slightly better reception with the 12-inch versus the 8-inch. So it's really just, what do you want? These antennas are also, with the base adapter, pretty universal. So whether you've got a Harley Davidson or an Indian, like I showed you 2 Indians, it should work on just about any bike that has a radio antenna on it. I'll put a link below. You can go over to the Law Abiding Biker store, get this from my friends. If they don't have it in stock, shoot them an email. Matt's real good about responding and getting you the parts that you need. He'll get this part out to you. He got it out to me, and I'm completely happy with them. And now I don't have that eye poke hazard, if I don't happen to be wearing glasses at that moment. So click the link below. If you want to help me out, please subscribe, like, go over to my Instagram, follow me on there. And until next time, keep the rubber side down.